All right, we are on our way to Rude Awakening just to see, what separates this coffee shop from the rest of the coffee shops here in Fayetteville. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Ruben Garcia with Find Fayetteville, and I'm with the owner of Rude Awakening. If you don't mind, tell everyone who you are, what you do, how you do it, and all that good jazz.
Hi, I'm Molly Arnold. I'm one of the owners of Rude Awakening along with my husband Bruce. We have a community coffee shop that we opened in 1999. We're downtown for Sunday on the Square one year, and a little rain shower came up and we tucked under the doorway here, not realizing the building was condemned, as was most of this block, slated to be a parking lot for the PwC building. I wanted a downtown, and so the journey began.
Wow, okay, all right, so this was supposed to be a parking garage?
A lot. It's the surface parking from the building that houses R.C. Williams building, which is the old PwC building, to the corner. These buildings were condemned, the Cameo, the Moonlight building, and they were going to be torn down and put a surface parking lot here.
What did you tell them? Because it sounds like they had an idea what they thought this space should be. What did you tell them?
So the previous owners had tried really hard to fight that and do something with the buildings, but just gave up. I was at a place in my life where giving up was not going to be an option for me, and so I bought the property. Luckily, I had the owners of the Cameo and the Rainbow Room come along and also want to do projects, and we formed together and we just fought it out.
And since 1999, correct?
We opened in 1999. We bought the building around 1997-ish. Wow. Right.
Wow, okay, so what have you seen to be the biggest change downtown? Because you're an OG, right? You're an OG of this, so what have you seen to be some of the biggest changes downtown Fayetteville?
I think that it is coming into a little more nightlife currently. There's been a lot of changes, of course, over almost 25 years. Right. And so I think that the biggest change that's come recently has been the addition of the social district, which allows you to walk around and shop with a beverage if you'd like. And the addition of all the breweries, as microbreweries have become such a big part of our lives. Their addition to downtown has been a big change too. I think there was a time where no one would have considered downtown to really open a business and make that kind of investment. And so the best change has been how many people now want to.
So if you were to sum it up in one word before we dive into your business, what would be the one word you would use to describe the big change in that 20 plus years of downtown Fayetteville?
Oh, a hard one, right? Except for me, it's always probably Fabulous, because that's how I feel about downtown.
Do you have a coffee named Fabulous?
I don't, but it's not a bad idea.
Maybe Fabulous Ruben.
There you go.
I don't know.
We're going to do it today. Have you seen our Ripple Maker? We can put your picture on it too.
Oh, really?
Yes, you haven't seen it?
No.
We're going to show it to you.
Oh, okay.
We can actually put your picture on your coffee.
No way.
Yes.
I don't know if that would scare people away from drinking that coffee.
Yeah, people love pictures on their coffee.
Not on my mug, though.
No, you're handsome.
Well, I appreciate it. So tell me a little bit about your favorite drink. What do people come in here? What's the one thing that you find that most people get when they come? Let's do coffee first, because you do lunch as well. So let's do coffee. What kind of coffee would you say is the item that most people come in here and get? What do they get?
Gosh, that's really, I don't know that there is one. Right. So we tend to be a little more on the traditional European side, right? Our sizes are smaller than you perhaps would see at a chain. Our sweetness, if you want to add that, is not to that extent. Right. So I'm a traditional cappuccino drinker, although I drink an extra large one, right? There's probably, 2 cappuccinos in my mug.
You're also running a business, so.
Well, and I like the texture of the milk foam and an espresso. That's my drink and has been since I was a child, really, probably. So that's where I go to. I'm going to say probably a lot more people follow a trend in coffee, which tends to be either a chocolate or caramel addition to a latte. But we have it from all ends. We have pure espresso drinkers, and we have it to the point of a unicorn mocha.
Yeah.
So we have both ends of the spectrum. And so whatever you want, I think we can accomplish for you, even when we go to cold brew and nitro.
I love it. I love it. I come in here during, let's say, summertime. What's the coffee I should get and what's the food I should get?
For coffee, I'm gonna, fault to cold brew or an iced coffee. They have a different flavor profile. People think they're the same, but they do have a different flavor profile. And I often switch to an iced drink myself in the afternoon, and even though I start out with a hot one in the summer. For food, we're pretty well known for our brown bag, which is our sandwich chips and a baked cookie. Yeah, so it's a really good sandwich. Honestly, I would have dropped the food at this stage of the game. We had to have it when we opened because who was going to come downtown for a cup of coffee? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there was a workforce downtown when we opened, and so we had to do some things that perhaps weren't the dream, but survival. But every time I talk about we're going to get rid of sandwiches, there's sort of an uproar.
Yeah, but that's really cool. So that was almost a bait to get people to come downtown because they're not just going to get the coffee. You wanted to offer some food as well, and it's just kind of stuck around.
There was not much food when we opened. The Point was open. I don't know if you remember the Point News. It was a little soda shop down at the corner where Stevie's is now. And they were open, but although they closed not a couple years after we opened. So they had actually some a great hot dog, and they had a great fresh squeezed orange drink. So they were there, but we had a large telemarketing firm downtown, and then we had a couple of other businesses that aren't here anymore that had a workforce, and it truly was more survival in the moment.
Wow. Yeah, so that would be where I would want to go long form, like podcast, hear about your story and what that looks like. But now I'm interested on the winter time. What kind of coffee, and if the food is still kicking, what piece of food I guess I would get?
Okay, so we do have soup in the winter, but I'm just going to say when I'm cold, I want comfort food, which for me looks a little different than anyone else, right? So I want a piece of cake. I also want to jazz it up with, and probably having a mocha, and we make our own whipped cream, and don't skip on the whipped cream.
Wow, okay. All right. And I think you may have alluded to it a few times, but what is your favorite drink and your favorite food here?
So my favorite food is a croissant in the morning. We bake them. They come in frozen dough for us, and so we bake them here. And the one that probably is my favorite would be the spinach and feta, but the one that people will take me out when we're out of is sausage, egg, and cheese. When I read where someone has done a post and talked about, I've been to France and this is as good as it gets, then I know I've done it right.
Wow, okay, you heard that, so you better come down here and get that. I got some few questions for you, okay? I'm gonna just throw them at you. I just moved to Fayetteville. What would you tell me about your business?
We are open until midnight Friday and Saturday. We are a community-based coffee shop, and we try to give back. So one of the things we do is we partner monthly with a nonprofit, give 100% of the proceeds, not the profits, the proceeds of the sale of that bag of community coffee to that nonprofit that asked to partner with us for that month. And next month that will be Bales for Tails. And so
horses?
No, it's a rescue downtown. You need to do a video with them too, right?
Yeah.
At the bail bondsman, they run a thrift store and to raise money, and they rescue mostly cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do fabulous work. No, that makes
I heard Bales and Tails.
right. Yeah, no, that makes good sense, really.
Yeah.
But they're worthy of a video. We're people, right? Some of my staff has been here with some breaks almost since the beginning. I'm more than blessed in my team. We're not 100% because we're people, but we care about downtown, about our community, and about our coffee. I would say that if anything in my life is wonderful outside of course, family and friends, it would be how lucky I am with this team.
Wow, how lucky you are with this team. You can feel the passion. You love it. Best compliment you or your business has ever received?
I think it goes back to actually a deed, right? So we've had several people who have come here on a first date that then chose to come here when they got married, or come here to announce when they're having a baby. So I think the best compliment we have is that we are so often a part of someone's life journey. And now that we're getting second generation, little kids that came in with their parents when we opened and got hot chocolates now come in and get coffee, and we watch them go to college, and we watch them come when they graduate and hopefully move back to Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great compliment, right? If somebody first date here, maybe even probably in this room here, and then come in and do the whole wedding, do they also get engaged here?
We've had some proposals here, a couple that have been surprises. The Ripple Maker's been great for that, right? We had one man who did it on the Ripple, so she came back here and she saw flowers and things, but wasn't just thought whatever. And then he brought the 2 cups of coffee that said "Will you marry me?" on them, and that was pretty amazing.
That's cool.
And even though we were kind of sort of trying to peek, we didn't really want to be part of detract from what he was doing. But
that's a good point. You don't want to be all in their face, and clearly something's about to go down. She's like, "What is all this?" That's right. Those are great compliments. Best perk of being an owner of a coffee shop?
Oh, this great cup of coffee. As soon as I walk in the door, they're starting on it. But hey, that could be a perk for you as a regular customer too, because you open that door, they'll start if you're not a switcher upper person.
Yeah, when I was in there getting some B-roll, a gentleman walked in and I don't even think he said a word. He got what he needed, and he said, "Till next time, rude awakening," and then walked out. He got everything he needed.
So yeah, that's a great part of that community. We love them both. We love regulars, and we love the new customers.
Yeah, bring the new ones. Come on. Outside of your business, what would you tell someone who just came to Fayetteville they'd have to do while they were here?
So I'm going to focus on downtown because everyone knows I'm downtown centric, although there's great other things in Fayetteville, right? So I'm super proud of the fact that if you just explore a little bit, you will be amazed at what our downtown has. I'm very proud of the independent stores that are down here. We have Greg's Paint Your Own Pottery. We have wonderful art-centric galleries and other businesses that have a large amount of art, like City Center Gallery and Books. You can wander around with that social district drink as you shop and take in the public art. The park system, the linear park, starts downtown, and if you've never walked to that with that creek, you would think you were perhaps in Asheville or somewhere. It is amazing if you've never seen it, that it's right here in the middle of our downtown.
Totally agree. And a lot of those businesses, you said, I'm going to be talking to them later this month, so stay tuned, so that way we can hear their story as well. I agree. I'm going to name 2 competitors and then say the first name that comes to your mind. We don't even know if they're competitors, really. You've got your own unique thing here, but Starbucks, like McDonald's, is what you know, right? Yeah. So if you're traveling, yes, the comfort.
It is what you know, and for some people, it's good. I would say if you're really a coffee person, you understand the ability to roast and freshness does not come on that level. Right. My coffee ships from a roaster in Charlotte every week. Some people that matters to. Some people, all that matters is, the size and the syrup. And we're not, the one thing I love about coffee houses is they're pretty much personality driven, though the industry tends to move now a little bit more towards in some places, some shops, a little more corporate, vanilla box look. Yeah. By and large, because I'm old, from my history, coffee houses have a personality. Yeah. And just like friends, there's no one fit for everybody. And I'm really okay with that because I like to focus on my people and share that love. That's way more important in life, especially at a certain age, than it is focusing on trying to be all things to all people when you really never can do that well.
No, there's an old saying, I don't remember who said it, someone I'm sure will correct me, but they said if you want to make everyone happy, sell ice cream, right? Like it's going to be very difficult to keep everyone happy. But I agree with you. I think, you know, as long as you focus on you and the things that you want to do and the things you believe brings value to the people, you're going to attract the people you want to work with anyways, versus you trying to fake the funk, put some mask on, and attract the people you don't really necessarily want to work with anyways. So be you, be true, and you're going to be able to attract the ones you want to work with, and you'll be there. You'll be in their lives forever. Is there any last things you want to say to everybody who's watching this video?
Well, what I tell everybody is fiscal love goes a long way with small businesses. So please come downtown and give a little fiscal love. I love this project that's really no longer active, but it was the 350 project, right? We can't all save all the businesses. But pick your three that you would really be sad about if they were gone tomorrow. And if you can, budget $50 a month to spend with those three businesses. It doesn't have to be equally. It might be all with one business 1 month. But however you can do that, if you can look at your spending habits and divert just $50 of it to local independent businesses, that would be so appreciative. It would make our economy and our city so much better, because these are the businesses that give to the community.
Right. I've never heard 350, Project 350. I've never heard that. That is amazing. I love it. It was. Let's bring it back.
I'd like to.
I mean, I feel like I might have to make some t-shirts and like get it. That's pretty cool. I mean, $50 is nothing compared to the grand scheme of things. You know, you can go to Starbucks and buy one drink for $50, I feel like. But
for some people it is a lot, and we get that, right? For some people that's a lot. You know, so maybe you can scale that back. Maybe you have $10 in your budget if you go out to eat, you know, once a month or twice a month. Maybe at least one of those times you can pick a local restaurant rather than a chain.
Right.
Or, you know, if you need a gift or, you know, whatever that is, it does require a little thought and effort for sure. For me, it's a natural because I've always done it. Right. I mean, you hardly see me in even a grocery store. I mean, I really am extreme, but it works. It works if we all do it.
Yeah. That's cool. So that'd be the call to action on this video, I would say.
I hope so, because I, see people want a business, and we've had some go out, saving in the last couple months, right? And everybody going, oh, no, I loved it, but when was the last time you went, right? Oh, well, 7-8 months ago, last year at Christmas.
Yeah, so come back, 350 or 333. That's pretty cool too. But whatever you can do, that's awesome. But I appreciate the time you spent with me. I appreciate you telling me a little bit about the business and how it got started, which is super unique. And just the call to action to get down here, make this one of your three, I would say. What do you think?
I think it's perfect. But hey, I'm really about spreading the love. So if it's not me, there's great other options down here. You can't not come down here and find three.
Yeah. So make Fayetteville your home, but also come downtown and see what downtown has to offer as well.
I like to say, see you downtown.
See you downtown. And that's it. Rude awaiting. And you can hear the passion in her voice, man. I'm very excited for you to come down here. And when you do, just remind them I sent you, and make them one of your three.